my dear Sitecore family. Welcome back to the season 2 of Sitecore Tech Talks. Today we have Devanshi back on the show, and we are going to discuss about how XM Cloud is super composable in helping integrate other products of the composable world of Sitecore. So first of all, Devanshi, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting me, Varun.
Yeah, and yeah, one more thing. Devanshi and I, we were in the mentor-mentee program of Sitecore MVP, and this year she has received her first Sitecore Technology MVP award. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So so we were discussing, some time back how powerful XM Cloud is in integrating any Sitecore composable product into it. Yeah. So what I would like to do is I'd like to focus on, let's start with Content Hub for that matter. Okay. Then we can go towards maybe Search and CDP, and just look at how easy it is to integrate with XM Cloud. So if I talk of Content Hub, right? So Content Hub is also a SaaS product. XM Cloud is also a SaaS product. Of course, we know that we have assets in Content Hub which we need to bring into XM Cloud so that they can be selected on various items, in the media fields, this, that. If I want to integrate Content Hub into XM Cloud, what do we need to do? Okay, and how easy it is?
Yeah, as we know, XM Cloud is a fully SaaS product, and it is we can do a rapid development of application through XM Cloud's cloud native features. So it has most of the features enabled in it. So that's why Sitecore has released this product to make a faster development for any application or any integration. So they have already Content Hub integrated with it. We have to just enable their features by toggling on and off. So by that way we can enable the Sitecore Content Hub DAM features in it. Okay. For example, you have decided that you want to integrate Sitecore DAM in the XM Cloud. So what you can do, you can they have already provided the well-written steps in their Sitecore documentation itself. We can set the environment variables. There are a couple of environment variables are available. You can enable the Sitecore DAM by setting the environment. You can just provide the connection string to Sitecore Content Hub DAM. So XM Cloud knows where to connect with Sitecore DAM.
Okay.
And what kind of assets you want in your XM Cloud builder whenever you are searching for any asset. For example, you need approved assets. Okay, so you need to also specify the connection string of the approved asset of DAM in the XM Cloud as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me step back, and what I really want to do is, from a Content Hub perspective, okay, where do I get that information, like the approved URL or the approved asset connection string that you are saying? What I should add into the connection string or environment variables on XM Cloud? I want to know, how do I fetch it from Content Hub?
Yeah, so whenever you are deciding you want to integrate the Sitecore XM Cloud with the Content Hub DAM, you have the access to your Content Hub SaaS product. Okay.
Yeah.
And you should have a valid user with the correct policies applied to it. So
Okay.
it should have a super admin policies. Okay.
Right.
So once you have the user with the required policies and everything settled, you can just get this information, and in the documentation you can see the format is already given.
Okay.
For the connection string, what you will need a client ID, client secret, and the source. So these are the basic set of information that easily available through the documentation.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then this particular authorization, is it organization specific or is it user specific?
Yeah, two things. In the organization level, your user should have the correct organization admin or organization owner.
Right.
That is the requirements of the user if you are trying to use that user in your XM Cloud to access the DAM asset. That is the first thing.
To enable it, right? You need to be either an organization admin or an owner.
Yeah. Right.
And so can I assume that these particular settings, which you mentioned, environment variables, which means they would be under the environment? of a given project.
Yes.
Right? So we have, of course, we have the organization, then we have projects, and then we have environments.
Yes.
So this setting would be in the environment.
Yeah. You can enable the DAM asset for each environment. For example, you have dev environment, QA environment, staging, production. But in XM Cloud, we have 3 environments, right? So mostly you can specify these settings on 3 different environments for you.
Correct. Now, and these environment variables can only be accessed through the deploy app.
Yes, correct.
Right.
That is true. And we have to set these environment variables for the CM instance only, because we want to access this DAM assets in the XMC portal. For example,
That
in the
is
content editor and pages builder, you don't want it for the end website. So we should set these variables for the CM only.
All right. Now, that's a great point, because okay, I have the assets here, but now let me talk of, I want to use those assets on my website.
Yeah. If you want to use your assets on the website, obviously you need to publish your assets, and those are available in the experience page. So at that time you don't need direct connection between DAM and in XM Cloud.
Perfect.
Okay. So your website gets assets from the cloud, experience
default.
cloud. Yeah.
Experience Cloud. So is there like, do I need to do any settings or any specific configurations in the next app? Or if I say, basically when we set up a project, right, we have the XM Cloud Foundation head, which is basically checked out, and a project is set up, in environments we set up using different repos of the given project or the given GitHub repo, right? So how do I really specify that I need to bring in assets not from Sitecore but from Content Hub?
Yeah, as I know from the implementation point of view, in the starter kit you don't have to specify anything. Okay. Configuration point of view, what you can do, you just set the environment variable first.
In the deploy app, you set that first?
Set the environment variable first, then you can add the auth client for each environment. That is the second step. You create auth environment. For example, auth environment for the dev environment, auth client for the QA environment, auth client for the production environment. You create such auth clients. Once those are configured, the next step is you can add the course policy. Okay, because you are accessing DAM assets which is getting served from a different URL to your XM Cloud instance. Okay, so hence the course policy has to be enabled.
Yeah, otherwise it will not be allowed.
Otherwise you will get the error and CSP errors. You know how is it? Then once you have course enabled in it, the next step is you can just do a deployment. Our repository is such a efficient enough, and it is a foolproof. We don't have to do any specific configuration in the repository side.
It's already baked in, basically what you're saying.
Basically, the next image which we are using, that is already capable enough, or the layer about it, which is given by the JSS, that wrapper is capable enough to identify whether this image is getting served from the experience edge, or it is from the DAM, or it is from the source itself, XMC itself.
Got it. Great. So of course, I think I'll put it in one line, to be very honest with you. It's just switch it on by giving environment variables, and it's all through till the end of it, right? So what you actually need is just to make sure that you have a user with proper authorization on XM Cloud, and maybe the same user on Content Hub, or a different user who provides that kind of configurations, so that it can then be utilized and it can be connected with a switch.
Right.
Let's talk of search. Of course, there are many businesses who really want Sitecore, who really want a search platform to be used. Right now, we know that Sitecore Search is pretty efficient.
Yes.
Right. It is evolving, of course. Although we know it is very efficient. It does a lot of things which even a lot of other search platforms or providers do not do. So I want to configure Sitecore Search in my environment where I have XM Cloud.
Okay.
What would be the steps?
Yeah, obviously Sitecore does this really great job. They have already set up for the internal Sitecore Search products. Those are like easy, same as the Content Hub. We can also introduce the environment variables. We know the environment variables, what we need, kind of customer key, the API key, and the environment which we want to connect. whether it is a non-production or production of search environment. Okay,
Right.
you can specify those search environments, environment variables in your env file. Once those are done, the repository itself has the content Sitecore React SDK already installed in
It's
it.
already installed.
Yes.
Okay.
So once you set up these environment variables, it will automatically initialized.
Right. So what it might check, probably in the background somewhere it is checking whether that is
Yes.
available in the environment variables
Yes.
or
Yes.
not.
Yes.
Yeah. So again the same thing, same formula
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you
Yes.
just add a switch,
Yes.
basically Sitecore Search kind of configure whatever its environment variables are required, you just provide them, and then it will be connected to that particular product.
Yeah. So how is it easy it is, right? We don't have to look for the any NuGet package. It is already there. Everything dependency is already installed in the repository. You just have to introduce the environment variables which are required based on your project or client. Once that is done, you are able to see the search is already built in. Now whatever you want to configure for the search, that you can now create the component and use it.
Right. So when we provide this environment variables and the XM Cloud environment kind of restarts up, do we need to manually restart it, or by providing environment variables it restarts by default?
In the XMC deploy app, you need to manually restart the application.
Technically deploy it once more.
Yeah, deploy
right?
whenever we
that's
change
when-
environment variable, we need to do a redeployment to
Otherwise
get in
it,
effect.
yeah, otherwise those environment variables will not come in effect.
reflected. Yeah.
So let's say we do that. For search specifically, does the content items, like, are they default by default started off from an indexing perspective, or are there any specific settings to start indexing them?
So for example, you are setting the environment variables for the repository side, but the configuration is pending in the Sitecore Search side, because for example what you want to index, right, that has to be configured in the Sitecore Search. Okay, you need to see out there are a couple of entities as provided, for example content entity, article or news entity, or for example based on your requirement you can just create a new entity, right?
Right.
You can create the set of attributes which you want to index, for example name, title, description, what you want to get indexed. Create those fields in the Sitecore Search as well. Once these two are ready, you can just create a crawler. So
Right.
for example for these items, for example this is my parent path and underneath I have this many items, I want to specifically filtering or getting this many items in my Sitecore Search.
Right.
Now you have the fields, you have content, which items you want to index or crawl. Once those are available, you can just publish that crawler and it will be ready to use in your repository.
Right. So can I very simply say, again similar to Content Hub, like of course Content Hub has its own way, like you
Yes,
only
yes.
approve access this that, so those settings you do in the Content Hub. Similarly for search, all the search specific things that you need to do, setting up the crawler,
Yes,
what
yes.
to be indexed, what fields to be used,
Yes, yes, yes.
how much to be indexed, this that, what to be done in further, all that is the search criteria, that is all in the search product. What you need to do is you basically just enable the environment variables, the content starts flowing into search, and then everything else falls in place. So technically your next app or your website basically has two things in place. Number one, it knows from the environment variables that here is a search,
Yes.
and then you build the search
Yes.
specific components on the website which are then used.
Correct.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about the third one, which is CDP, for example.
Yes.
Right. So how again, is it the same procedure like environment variables and it's done?
For example, in CDP, as of now, what I've recently seen is we don't have to specify any environment variables in the latest JSS version. Okay, it is by default enabled in the XM Cloud when you have a latest version of Sitecore JSS in it. So what is required whenever you are in the higher environment? For example, in the local you will not be able to see the events are being triggered or your
Correct.
page views are configured. Whenever you are deploying to any environment, you see the page view events are already captured by
Correct.
default.
Yeah. So by default, if you have bought CDP product, it is by default configured and it is all available to be used.
Yes, But you need to make sure you have to configure point of sale in your XM Cloud. That point of sale will automatically mapped in your Sitecore CDP portal as well.
Okay.
So by that way you can manage your page view counts or your sessions based on particular point of sale.
So I think it is similar to like let's say a key through which you can direct everything
Yes.
instead of everything coming and you do not know from where it is coming.
Yeah, at least you know something that by in
Filtering
this
in,
setting,
yeah.
this setting, it is a breach between this product and this product.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we heard how easy it is, to configure any Sitecore products with Sitecore XM Cloud. Well, that is the power of Sitecore. We have been using Sitecore for so many years, whether you say XP, whether you say XM Cloud, and with all those products in place, right now it is this easy. It's just a switch, environment variable, plug it in, boom, it's in. I think just one additional point which I would like to cover is all these products can be accessed through a single point, which is the portal.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like search is also available in the portal, and CDP is also available in the portal. Various environments of XM Cloud are also available in the portal. So technically it could be the same user who, like if it is an organization admin, of course they have access to all the environments, but let's say you have different platform specialists, search expert, a CDP expert, a content hub expert, and then somebody who has CMS expertise. Maybe all of them are having specific access. They still access it through the portal itself.
Right.
And as far as the foundation head goes, which is having a JSS version as 21 plus,
Yes.
right? So it has all the things already available, and through the same switch of environment variables, it can be plugged on and off, which means if you have the environment variable in that environment, that feature is already on.
Yeah, we can just think of whether if we don't have such SaaS products available, we have an infrastructure dependency in that case.
Correct.
We have to configure the infrastructure, we have to set up everything, right? But now this hassle is gone because we
It's
have
all baked
everything
in.
SaaS available.
Yeah. Well, that was it. Thank you, Devanshi, for sharing this information with us around how powerful XM Cloud is to connect with any Sitecore product for that matter. And sincere thank you to Sitecore for making products so seamless and so much effective that a business doesn't need to invest on getting it configured, but rather focus on their business problem to make them better for a better better serve their customers, I would say.
Yes.
So well, that was it for today's episode. Hope you liked the episode, and yeah, that's it. Cheers.
Till the time, enjoy integrating.
Integrating Sitecore products.